November 22, 1963. A bright, sunny Friday in Dallas, Texas. The air crackled with anticipation. President John F. Kennedy, young, charismatic, and full of promise, was in town. His motorcade, a symbol of power and prestige, glided through the cheering crowds. The world watched, captivated by the pageantry and the Kennedys' undeniable charm. But fate, it seemed, had a cruel twist in store. As the presidential limousine turned onto Elm Street, gunshots rang out, shattering the festive atmosphere. In an instant, everything changed. The world stood still, holding its breath, as news of the unthinkable spread like wildfire. President Kennedy had been shot. The assassination of John F. Kennedy remains one of the most shocking and pivotal events in American history. It was a day that shook the nation to its core, leaving an indelible mark on the American psyche. The tragedy not only cut short the life of a beloved leader, but also plunged the country into mourning and ignited a firestorm of questions that continue to burn to this day. Despite the passage of time, the Kennedy assassination remains shrouded in mystery. Alternative theories challenge the official narrative, implicating powerful figures and organizations. Theories range from plausible to outlandish. Unanswered questions and inconsistencies fuel the intrigue. Debates about who was responsible still rage on. November 22, 1963, dawned bright and clear in Dallas, Texas. President John F. Kennedy, accompanied by his glamorous wife, Jacqueline, was coming to town. Despite the underlying political motivations, the atmosphere in Dallas was undeniably festive. Thousands lined the streets, eager to catch a glimpse of the charismatic president and the First Lady. The president, radiating charm and confidence, rode in an open-top limousine. As the motorcade departed the airport, the sun-drenched streets pulsed with vibrant energy. Music filled the air, bands playing patriotic tunes. Confetti rained down as the president's limousine passed. The crowds, a sea of smiling faces, waved enthusiastically. However, beneath the joyous celebration, tension lingered. Dallas, known for its conservative leanings, was not entirely hospitable. Flyers critical of Kennedy's policies plastered the city. The Secret Service scanned the crowds, ever vigilant. As the motorcade turned onto Main Street, the crowd swelled. Dealey Plaza marked a critical juncture in the motorcade route. The limousine funneled onto the narrower Elm Street, a slow downhill stretch. The confined space created a vulnerable moment. 3 sharp cracks pierced the air. The first shot rang out at 12:30 p.m. The second shot struck President Kennedy and Governor Connally. The third and fatal shot struck the president in the head. The world seemed to stop as the echoes of the gunshots reverberated through Dealey Plaza. A collective gasp arose from the crowd as the horrifying reality sunk in. Mrs. Kennedy, her pink suit stained crimson, reached out for her husband, her face etched with horror. Chaos erupted in the plaza. The motorcade sped away, leaving behind a scene of utter shock and devastation. The assassination of President Kennedy sent shockwaves through the nation. In the chaotic aftermath, the search for answers began. Who was responsible for this act? The Warren Commission concluded that Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone. This conclusion has been met with skepticism, fueling conspiracy theories. Oswald denied involvement, proclaiming, "I'm just a patsy." Witnesses claimed to have seen gunfire from the grassy knoll, casting doubt. The perceived flaws in the official narrative, combined with the sheer magnitude of the event, created fertile ground for conspiracy theories. Among the most enduring is the Mafia's involvement. The Mafia, with its known animosity towards the Kennedy family, seemed a likely suspect. Could the assassination have been a revenge plot by powerful mob bosses? Adding fuel to the theory were rumors of a plot to assassinate Kennedy in Chicago. This plot, allegedly thwarted, may have prompted the Mafia to move their operation to Dallas. Jack Ruby, a nightclub owner with ties to organized crime, silenced Oswald. Ruby's motives remained debated, with some believing he acted out of loyalty to the mob. The CIA, another powerful entity, also came under scrutiny. Kennedy's handling of the Bay of Pigs invasion angered many within the CIA. Could rogue agents have been involved in eliminating a president they viewed as weak? The Cold War, a period of intense geopolitical tension between the United States and the Soviet Union, provided further fodder for conspiracy theories surrounding Kennedy's death. Some speculated that the assassination was orchestrated by the KGB, the Soviet intelligence agency, as retaliation for Kennedy's handling of the Cuban Missile Crisis, a tense standoff that had brought the world to the brink of nuclear war. Others pointed the finger at Fidel Castro himself, arguing that the Cuban leader, fearing another US-backed attempt on his life, had ordered Kennedy's assassination as a preemptive strike. Adding another layer of intrigue to the Cold War conspiracies was the involvement of figures with alleged ties to both the CIA and anti-Castro Cuban exile groups. These groups, fiercely opposed to Castro's communist regime, had received support from the CIA in their efforts to overthrow the Cuban leader. Could these individuals with their murky alliances and shadowy agendas have played a role in Kennedy's assassination? The possibility of foreign involvement, particularly during a period marked by espionage, covert operations, and a constant fear of communist infiltration, captured the imagination of many Americans, further eroding trust in the official narrative. The sheer volume and diversity of conspiracy theories surrounding the Kennedy assassination reflect the profound impact the event had on the American psyche. The assassination was not simply a tragedy, it was a traumatic event that shattered the nation's sense of innocence and sowed seeds of doubt about the government's transparency and accountability. In the decades since the assassination, countless books, articles, documentaries, and films have attempted to shed light on the events of that fateful day in Dallas. Researchers have pored over the evidence, re-interviewed witnesses, and proposed new theories, each seeking to provide a definitive answer to the question that has haunted the nation for generations. Who killed John F. Kennedy? Yet, despite these efforts, the mystery endures. The enduring fascination with the Kennedy assassination speaks to the power of unanswered questions and the human need to make sense of seemingly senseless acts. The assassination, with its many layers of intrigue, its cast of shadowy characters, and its backdrop of Cold War paranoia, continues to capture the imagination, fueling speculation and debate. The search for truth and justice, however elusive, remains a powerful motivator, driving researchers, historians, and amateur sleuths alike to delve into the labyrinthine world of conspiracy theories, seeking answers that may forever remain just out of reach. The Kennedy assassination, regardless of whether one subscribes to the official narrative or embraces the allure of conspiracy theories, stands as a stark reminder of the fragility of life, the capricious nature of fate, and the enduring power of a single moment to alter the course of history. The assassination of President Kennedy plunged the nation into grief and confusion. Law enforcement launched a frantic manhunt for the perpetrator. Amidst the chaos, a name emerged: Lee Harvey Oswald. A former Marine sharpshooter with a troubled past, Oswald quickly became the prime suspect. Apprehended just 40 minutes after the assassination, Oswald's arrest seemed almost too convenient, fueling suspicion. His capture did little to quell disbelief in the sense that a dark truth lay hidden. Oswald's background painted a picture of a troubled individual. Was he the lone wolf assassin or just a patsy manipulated by unseen forces? On November 24, 1963, Lee Harvey Oswald was gunned down by Jack Ruby. Ruby's act of vengeance, live on national television, added complexity to the case. Oswald's assassination before trial sent shockwaves through the nation. Many saw it as confirmation that powerful forces were at play. The Warren Commission, established to investigate, faced a daunting task. After 10 months, the commission concluded that Oswald acted alone. The report found no evidence of a conspiracy. Oswald's actions were attributed to his own twisted motives. The Warren Commission's report failed to quell skepticism. Critics pointed to inconsistencies and unanswered questions. The single bullet theory, crucial to the Commission's conclusion, was heavily criticized. Critics argued it defied logic and suggested a second shooter. Unanswered questions about Oswald's connections fueled skepticism. Was he a pawn in a larger game or a cunning operative? The perception of Oswald as more than a disgruntled loner persisted. The debate over the true nature of the assassination continued. The assassination of John F. Kennedy remains one of the most debated events in history. Despite efforts, the events of that day continue to cast a long shadow. The Warren Commission's report is just one chapter in a larger narrative. The enduring fascination speaks to the power of unanswered questions. The assassination has elements of a gripping thriller. The search for truth has become a personal quest for many. The legacy extends beyond conspiracy theories and historical debate. It represents a pivotal moment in American history. The assassination marked a profound turning point in American history. The youthful vibrancy of the Kennedy administration was extinguished. A sense of collective trauma and loss of innocence settled over the nation. The immediacy of the assassination seared the images into collective memory. The sight of Jacqueline Kennedy became an enduring icon of grief. The assassination was a rude awakening for a nation. The Cold War had already cast a long shadow over the American psyche. The assassination shattered the illusion of safety and security. The assassination sent shockwaves through the political landscape. Lyndon B. Johnson faced the task of guiding a grieving nation. The Kennedy legacy became both a guiding light and a heavy burden. The assassination contributed to cynicism and distrust in government. The Warren Commission's report fueled conspiracy theories. The assassination eroded public trust in institutions. The Secret Service implemented significant changes to presidential security. The days of presidents riding in open-top cars were over. The assassination marked a watershed moment in media and presidency. The events unfolded in real time on television screens. The assassination cemented television's role as the primary source of news. The Kennedy assassination impacted media coverage of the presidency. The assassination forced the media to confront its limitations. The proliferation of conspiracy theories highlighted reporting challenges. The Kennedy legacy has been endlessly revisited in various media. The ongoing fascination speaks to the power of memory and myth. The assassination remains one of the most enduring mysteries. Each generation grapples with the legacy of a fallen president. The quest for truth has become a personal journey for many. The assassination serves as a reminder of democracy's fragility. It is a cautionary tale about the dangers of extremism. The assassination highlights the power of hope and resilience. The quest to understand the tragic day continues. The assassination serves as a reminder of the importance of vigilance. Kennedy's presidency, cut short, is enshrined in American memory. The echoes of his eloquence and idealism continue to resonate. The assassination ensured his time in office would be frozen in memory. Kennedy challenged America to reach for the stars. He confronted the Cold War with resolve and pragmatism. He supported the civil rights movement. The tragedy lies in the loss of a leader and a silenced voice. His legacy rests in the questions he posed and the ideals he championed. The assassination of President Kennedy left an immense void, one that conspiracy theories rushed to fill. The official narrative, with its conclusion that Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone, failed to satisfy a public hungry for explanations. The events in Dallas at the height of the Cold War created fertile ground for alternative narratives. The persistence of these conspiracy theories speaks to a fundamental human need to find order in chaos. The assassination of a young president full of life and promise, cut down in his prime, seems to defy the natural order of things. The official narrative, with its focus on a lone gunman, may provide closure, but for many it lacks the weight, the sense of historical inevitability. The enduring allure of conspiracy theories surrounding the Kennedy assassination reveals a deep-seated mistrust of power, a skepticism towards official narratives that permeates American culture. This distrust, fueled by events like the Watergate scandal and the Vietnam War, has only intensified in the digital age, where misinformation spreads rapidly, blurring the lines between fact and fiction. Conspiracy theories, with their promise of hidden truths and their allure of challenging authority, find a receptive audience, offering a sense of control and understanding in a chaotic and unpredictable world. The assassination of John F. Kennedy exposed a raw nerve in the American psyche, a wound that continues to fester even decades later. The event, and the endless speculation surrounding it, eroded public trust in institutions, sowed seeds of doubt about the government's transparency and accountability, and contributed to a growing sense of alienation and disillusionment among many Americans. The assassination didn't create these divisions, but it acted as a catalyst, accelerating trends already present in American society. The Warren Commission's report, intended to provide closure and a sense of national unity, instead became a lightning rod for controversy, further polarizing public opinion. The Commission's findings, while meticulously documented, failed to quell the tide of skepticism and outright disbelief among a significant portion of the population. The assassination, and the debate surrounding it, highlighted the fragility of consensus, the ease with which a shared national narrative can fracture into competing and often irreconcilable versions of the truth. The legacy of distrust engendered by the Kennedy assassination continues to resonate in contemporary American society. The proliferation of conspiracy theories, the erosion of faith in traditional media, and the rise of hyper-partisan politics all point to a nation struggling to find common ground, a society increasingly fractured along ideological, cultural, and even generational lines. The assassination serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of social cohesion, the importance of shared values, and the need for open and honest dialogue in addressing the complex challenges facing the nation. The assassination of John F. Kennedy marked the end of an era and the beginning of profound transformation in American society. The optimism of the early 1960s gave way to turbulence, political assassinations, and the Vietnam War. The nation was forever altered. John F. Kennedy's life and legacy continue to exert a powerful hold on the American imagination. He is remembered as a symbol of hope and a poignant reminder of life's fragility. The image of Kennedy, youthful, charismatic, and full of promise, remains frozen in time. His legacy speaks to a yearning for eloquence, idealism, and public service. Kennedy's words inspire, unite, and challenge the nation to its highest aspirations. His words, etched in stone, continue to resonate. Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. The assassination of John F. Kennedy was a national tragedy, yet he continues to inspire and remind us of hope, courage, and a commitment to a better future. The forever young president serves as a timeless symbol of human potential and the fragility of life.